Not uncommon for certain nations and people to get labeled with harmful terms. Some of these terms are so universally recognized as awful that they're called slurs, but a lot of them aren't seen as that and are rather left as meme fodder. Things that decent people like you and I wouldn't say, but you're going to see a lot of it in places like r/2 Balkan for you. Just take my word for it, that part of the internet is not worth your time. One of the ones that I'm sure a lot of people have seen is Vardarskan, but I'm not sure you know why you've seen it. You're going to see it most commonly in arguments about the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, currently Republic of North Macedonia, and usually in arguments about whether or not they're descendants of someone born before Jesus Christ. But why are Macedonians referred to as Vardarskans? Why is it inaccurate, and why would someone be upset about it? That's what I want to get into today. So the easiest question to answer is, why is this an insult? The reason is no one likes being called the wrong name. I mean, think back to a time someone you knew once called you by the wrong name. At best, it's them saying you're so irrelevant I don't even know you. But at worst, it's them doing a weird power trip, taking away the agency you have even in your own identity. It's dehumanizing, and in the context of calling all people from a nation the wrong name, it's clearly the intent. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, we can get into the why. Why do it, and why Vardarskan? Why Vardarskan is fairly straightforward. You see, the region owned by the Republic of North Macedonia has a river called Vardar, and the region has always been known by that name. One of the proposed names in the solving of the dispute was even the Republic of Vardar, Macedonia. There are also several football teams in North Macedonia that bear the river's name. Historically, the region was administered under the Vardar Banovina by the Serbian kingdom, eventually the kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenians, and most commonly known as Yugoslavia. The region wouldn't be administratively known as Macedonia until the 2nd of August, 1944, under the communist regime headed by Josip Broz Tito. Technically, there was a short-lived fascist Macedonian puppet state, but it was self-declared, and by the time it was declared, Germany had already given up on the region. I want to stop everyone here and inform you that this does not mean that the region was not seen as Macedonia before this. There were plenty of local and foreign papers, movements, and maps which referred to it as part of the larger geographic Macedonia region. It's just, when you only have part of a region, it makes more sense to administratively call it as that specific part rather than the entire thing. This takes us right into the heart of the issue. Why is Vardarskan used to describe Macedonians by their angry Balkan neighbors and their legion of keyboard warrior diaspora children? Well, part of the reason is that the use of Vardar instead of Macedonia historically is seen as fair delegitimization of the Macedonian right to use the name Macedonian at all. A lot of people struggle with the idea that ethnic identity doesn't hinge on administrative zones. This is even more important to realize when considering Macedonia in World War I was a cake that everyone wanted a slice of. And when they took their slice, they made sure that the local Slavic speakers didn't get any ideas in their head of their own unique regional identity. A topic I'd love to go over more for Macedonia and a lot of other nations that went through a similar phase in the baklava sphere. But for now, we're going to go back to reason 2. Okay, in truth, reason 2 is connected to reason 1, but it's a little more specific. Calling Macedonians Vardarskans relegates them to North Macedonia, as opposed to the entirety of the geographic region. BBC recently put out an article in 2019 about Greece's invisible minority, which will be linked in the description. Greece almost immediately sent a strongly worded letter denouncing BBC coverage of the topic. The reason being, Greece has quite a few Slavic speakers, coincidentally concentrated in their part of Macedonia. Even more coincidentally, even after nearly 200 years of assimilation, the few estimated 200,000 Slavs remaining are mostly concentrated near the Republic. See where I'm going with this? The Slavic speakers of Greek Macedonia surprisingly don't have a strong tie to their northern state. I guess that happens when your country reports 0 minorities aside from the Muslim one in Thrace. It certainly doesn't help when the practice is to refer to one group as Vardarskan and the other as local, if not Slavicized Greek. A term which is so ridiculous it would be funny if it weren't so sad. So, there you go. That's why you'll see the term Vardarskan crop up wherever Macedonia is mentioned. I mean, you're also going to see Monkeydonian, but I have faith that I don't need to make a video explaining why you shouldn't say that or how they came up with it. If you'd like to see more of these bite-sized style videos posted on the channel, make sure to hit like and let us know any topics you'd like covered in the comments. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any new videos when they pop up, including the next podcast episode, which we'll have the audio properly set up in, so whenever I speak, I don't sound like a banshee. With all that taken care of, thank you for watching. This is Alex for the Baklava Nation, signing off.